everybody! Welcome to my channel, and today we are going to do the Lagoona Blue from Monster High. Let's get started. These are our materials. We're gonna start off with our necklace. You can either use wooden beads or a actual pearl necklace that you can paint gold. Next will be our black shorts, which you can use blue fabric along it. You will need a blonde wig along with a pink flower that you can make out of felt or just buy one. A pink tank top with black fabric. A black jacket with seafoam fabric, also some of that light blue. We're going to need some paints in the colors seafoam, black, blue, gold, and white, along with some blue foam. You'll also need a glue gun, some scissors, some opaque tights with some fake nails, and of course your regular makeup necessities. Eyeliner, your makeup sponge, eyeshadow, lipstick, things like that. And lastly, you'll need some light blue mesh tights. Gonna start off with the tank top, my completed one's on the left, and we're gonna do an example on the right. First, you're gonna take your lovely black fabric, and we're gonna put it to the side for a second. And what you're gonna do, first you take your pink tank top, stretch it completely out to where it's nice and flat. Then you take the black fabric, and you're gonna fold it in half. And after you fold it in half, you're basically going to wrap it around the upper half of the tank top to where it stops right in the middle of the shirt, so that way it cuts off right where you need it. So you take the black fabric and tuck it under until it's nice and out of the way of the front, so you can see how the fabric is gonna lay once you sew it down. And once you have the placements where you'd like them, you're gonna sew a zigzag stitch right along the bottom and also the top. As you can see on my example, I did a zigzag stitch right where the middle part ends. And you do that all the way around until it's nice and attached. And once you have your fabric sewn on, you're gonna take your scissors and cut off any excess along the sides or along the back, or wherever you feel the cutting is necessary. When it's all nice and sewn, you take your black puffy paint and you're going to make your scales right below the bottom half of the fabric where the pink is showing. And what I did little half circles, so that way you cover as much as you'd like, and you can do this as custom made as you like it. But yeah, once you finish that, then the shirt is basically done. And next are our black shorts. This part's gonna be really easy. All you do is take the blue fabric that you see here, and you're going to attach it right to the bottom parts of the legs and also around the top. You can use a zigzag stitch as I show you here, and you do that all the way around until it fits nice and easy. Okay, so for the jacket, you're gonna basically do the same method as you did for the pink t-shirt. You're going to take your seafoam fabric, wrap it around, and make sure that you pin down where you want the fabric to end. Cut that off, and then after you have it sewn on and sewn onto the jacket, all you have to do for the hood is basically, if you don't have a jacket with no hood, you can make a hood out of seafoam fabric and attach it straight to that, or if you can find a jacket with a white hood, you can dye that seafoam green to make it easy on yourself. For the little ripples in her jacket, again, I used our lovely black puffy paint. You make your little waves and you do as many as you like all over the jacket until it looks exactly how you like it. And now I will show you how to do the fins. Okay, so for our fins, all you gotta do, you basically make like a crescent moon shape. And then after you make the crescent moon, you cut out a little tiny hill in the middle. And that's how you get the fins that are gonna go on the side of the jacket. And since this is my old one, I just decided to repeat and make new ones. But yeah, you just make a moon shape, another moon shape, and then cut out the little divot. That's how you get that shape. For the fins that go on the ears, you basically make two lines going in opposite directions. You make two little hills in the middle to connect it together. And then once you cut that out, I will show you how I painted them. Now, Lagoona doesn't show her fins too often, but basically what I did to make them, I just took a glue gun and you make three little lines starting from the middle, and you bring them to the end points and connect it how you like until basically how it looks how you want aesthetically. Then all you gotta do is repeat it on the other fin, and once you have the fins looking how you like, I am going to show you how to paint them. Next you're going to take your white paint and your blue paint and you're going to mash them together. And basically you use mostly blue and try to use as little white as possible, because the more blue you use, the lighter the color is going to turn out. So you just I took the back of a paintbrush and just mix it together until it's nice and solid. Then once it's that solid light blue, you just take it and cover all over all of your fins, including the ones that are gonna go on the jacket. You're done. Next is our lovely blonde wig. I went ahead and straightened mine on the ends just because I wanted you guys to see how the curling process went. But basically I started with a long straight wig, and what you're gonna do, you take small sections, put them in a curler, and you just roll it up until it looks like you want it. I went with the curlers that basically have the clips in them because they hold the hair a lot easier than the spongy ones that you can get for like $1. But again, you just do small sections, roll them in, and then I'll show you how to do the next part. So this is how our doll's head is gonna look. Make sure that, again, you do this in small sections. For the back part, you can do them as big or as small as you like, but I just went ahead and did big ones. Alright, so next step, you take your Got To Be Free spray and you're gonna spray all over the wig. Make sure you get every little section because it does count. And really make sure you get underneath, because that's really important. But yeah, you just take your spray all over. Try to spray from afar if you can, and then you just take your dryer, put it on high, and blow all over the wig until every fiber is nice and covered with some heat. And basically after you are done drying all sections of the curlers, you're gonna wait a few minutes for them to cool. Then, one section at a time, you're gonna take apart all the curlers that you have in the hair. For her seafoam highlights, all I did was take some seafoam green, though mine was named Lagoona, paint and literally just painted those on. But you can also do this step with a seafoam green marker. For the mesh tights, all you're gonna do is, they're usually longer. The ones I had went to about my thighs, so what you can do, you can cut it to about knee length, and that's it for that part. For the necklace, all I did was I took some wooden beads. They're about the 1-inch size, and I used some gold paint and just painted them over, and then I made an extra set for the bracelet. But if you don't have any wood beads, what you can also do, you can take one of these big giant pearl necklaces and paint it gold to make it easy on yourself. For the hands and feet, all I did was take a pair of opaque tights, which are tights that if I put my hand in here, you can't see anything, won't be able to see my skin color or anything. So I had 2 pairs, and I kept 1 pair to use as feet, and all I did was attach some fake nails so that way she has some toes. And then for the hands, it was really easy. All I did was I took a glove, put it around my hand, and basically just sewed any space between my fingers, and that's how that came out. And what I also did, I hemmed this line in a piece of elastic and I put it in the inside so that way they can come off as actual gloves and you don't have to do the arm thing. So yeah. And now we will move on to the face paint. As always, before you start with any makeup, we are going to wash the face. Now, washing the face, again, it's very important, especially for things like body paint, because the more that your pores are clear, the more that your body paint will be able to stick to you as well. Next is a quick popped in of our contacts. I know I have blue in, but that's all I had. My greens didn't come in time. And now we get to put on the body paint. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna open it up. And basically, as you do each layer, we're going to be adding some water to it. So you take your sponge, and make sure you're adding water in between, and you just dab all over your face. I sped up this whole entire section because the time elapsed was actually 22 minutes. So like I said, you just do little spots at a time, and it's going to be drying in between, so really just take your time as you're doing this. Have a movie up. I was playing Markiplier as I was doing this, but you just dab, 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 dab all over your face until it's nice and covered as you'd like. Really make sure you're dabbing and not swiping because it won't layer the face paint really well. I also forgot to mention, you don't have to worry about your arms being covered because we already made the tights that are going to go for that. So don't worry about your arms as much. You mainly want to get the areas that people are going to see, so that's why I didn't do my back or anything. Then once you're done, we're going to do the actual makeup. So we're going to take our purple eye pencil and going to swipe our eyebrows nice and purple. You usually just cover the eyebrows and make sure they're blended in, but I just decided to just draw them on for now. Next comes our eyeshadow. We are going to be using this light purple. I actually started with the brush that I thought was actually dry, but it was wet, so eventually I just went to a really small brush and I just dabbed on the eyeshadow until I got the purple that I really liked on the eyes. Next comes our eyeliner. You can use the pencil one first and draw lines. Basically, these are going to be our stopping points to where our eyelashes in the future are going to be stopping. You start from the middle and head towards the outside and just draw lines on the bottom and the top of your eyelids. Next, you're going to take your liquid eyeliner and we're going to draw some wings over the top. So again, you start from the inside and you swipe towards the outside. I'm not the best with wings, but I tried my best. And we're going to do it again on the other side. Pull your eyelid, start from the inside, and head towards the outside until you have a nice point right on the very end. Next is going to be our lips. You're going to start with your lip liner and you trace along the outside of your lips. My lips are very small, so they're a little hard to see, but don't worry about how it looks. You're going to fix it later with the lipstick. Then you take the liquid lipstick and you swipe all over your lips until it's filled in nice and neat. We're gonna pop on the eyelashes. So you just take your eyelash, put some eyelash glue, and again you gotta wait until it tackies up, but then you just stick them right on. Is our mascara. You're gonna take it and go over the eyelashes. You don't have to do it in purple, but that's the quickest one I had. So you just swipe against your eyelashes until they pop out nice and neat. Next, we're gonna use our liquid eyeliner and put on her freckles. Just one at a time, you take the liquid eyeliner and make small dots across your face, and Lagoona has a lot, so you can put as many freckles on there as you'd like. This is our wig, all nice and pretty. You start from the front, make sure the bangs go over your forehead and pull backwards. And basically, since my hair is poofy right now, I just stuffed it inside as well as I could. Don't worry about if you can't see everything or if you can see part of some things. That's because the way your hair is going to sit on your head, you won't have to worry about seeing the sides as much. Next, we're gonna put on our little ear fins. All you do is take some nail glue and you swipe around the round part, which is going to attach to your wig. Then you wait about 10 seconds and then you can instantly stick it on. Put on the accessories, and now for our big. This is our reveal from head to toe. I know you're wondering, what about the shoes? I actually have a tutorial for that right in the description. And that is it. That is it, you guys. We did it! Thank you guys so much for joining me on my tutorial today. I'd love to see any versions of Lagoona that you have for yourselves. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Bye-bye!